I'm Arturo Bandinelli. I'm a Italian-based filmmaker, and I'm the director and cinematographer and editor of Viscera.
And I'm Celina Liesegang. I'm a London-based artist, and I'm the producer and choreographer of Viscera.
Viscera is an experimental short film employing sort of movement and dance as its primary medium for storytelling. And the film really takes place in this dilapidated Grand Hotel, which is in the middle of the oceans in the Azores, that was lying on top of a mountain. And so these ruins, we could say, became the vector to explore the relationship, the entangled relationship between memory, trauma, body, and space.
So the film started because I went on holiday with a group of friends, some of them who featured in the film in the end. And we were in the Azores, and we ended up in this hotel, which is kind of a bit of a tourist attraction, this abandoned, beautiful building. And we walked in, and immediately, the moment I set foot in there, I just saw bodies. I saw almost like ghosts kind of running down the corridors. And I kind of, in my head, I was immediately like, wow, there has to be a dance film here. It popped in my head. And I just fell in love with the colors of it, the texture, and just how nature was slowly kind of creeping back into the hotel, taking back control. And it was then only a few years later that I met Claudia Wittmann, who is also one of the performers in the film. And we were talking, and she mentioned her partner, Arturo, who is a filmmaker. And she showed me some of his work, and immediately that place popped back into my head. And I thought, gosh, this is the guy who's going to make this film. And so I asked him if he would be interested in doing it, and he kindly accepted. And then also with the help of the other dancers, so Antonio Branco, Ricardo Tarocco, Olivia Brown, and Claudia, of course. I asked them all if they would take part in this project. And thankfully they did join. So we had a very, very short amount of time to get into this hotel and get out, because what I had been told at the time that a company had bought the building and they were going to knock it all down. So it was a really kind of a last minute run to get this project on the road. Yeah,
so it took almost, I think, 3 years to complete Viscera, and that includes from the sort of creation of the movement material that Celina underwent with the dance artist involved, all the way to the final stages of the post-production, the music, the sound, the color correction, the visual effects. In a sense, it feels like it was necessary to get the film where we wanted it to be. And, you know, until the very last minutes, when I had finished the color correction, I was ready to export. There was this idea to add a particular effect during the dance scene. There is this kind of kaleidoscope effect. And that was literally done after the film was finished. And I think it was midnight. I texted Celina and I said, we have to speak. I have an idea. And I think she thought I was mad, but we agreed that it was worth it in the end to stretch it even more.
Luckily, I'm mad too. It was actually freezing cold, which I think they pulled it off very well, because it doesn't look like they're so cold, but they were freezing. You know, it's on concrete and there was so much wind. So they were really, really cold the whole way through the shooting. So every time that Arturo would say cut, we'd have to run and just dump all of the clothes that we had on top of them, because they were just so cold.
So it's my third time at ECU in competition. And I think Celina knows how much I wanted for sure to be selected in the experimental cast. I started looking at festivals. I mean, she can confirm that. I said straight away, you know, there's this festival in Paris. It's amazing. You know, I really hope that we get to screen the film there and to go to Paris. So I am really, really honored. I think we both are really honored to be screened, and I am really looking forward to coming to Paris in a few days.
Yeah, and just to add, thank you so much for having us. Yeah, it is a really exciting festival to be a part of, and I'm also just really looking forward to seeing the other films that are going to be presented. and to meet the other filmmakers involved.